aim V and inverted V curve of synchronous motor at constant load. Okay, so we have to obtain the V curve and inverted V curve of a synchronous motor at constant load. Okay, so what are the apparatus? Apparatus, they are three-phase synchronous motor. Okay, it is 3 HP, 415 volt, 50 hertz, 3.5 ampere, 1500 RPM, and which will require the excitation of 220 volt DC, 1.4 ampere. Okay, this is the maximum current rating for the excitation. Then one AC voltmeter is required, that it is 0 to 500 volt. Then AC ammeter 5 ampere. Okay, so 2 ampere we will need it. Okay, one it is for the AC ammeter 0 to 5 ampere, and second ammeter it is DC ammeter 0 to 1 ampere DC. Then the wattmeter, 2 wattmeters are required here, that is 0 to 600 volt and 5 ampere. Okay, see the motor current rating, it is 3.5 ampere, so we have to choose here 5 ampere wattmeter range, and the 415 volt, so 600 voltmeter coil range for the wattmeter. So AC voltmeter we chosen according to that 0 to 500 volt. Okay, so we needed one rheostat, that is 750 ohm, 1.2 ampere. Okay, so more than this resistance value if you got, you can use that. Okay, so this is sufficient, that I think that is the 750 ohm, 1.2 ampere rheostat. Okay, see theory we are going to discuss afterward. I will just explain what is the V curve and what is inverted V curve. Okay, and how to do the procedure. Okay, so this theory explanation I just start. I will just brief about the experimental write-up here. Okay, so this is theory, this theory part, in which we have to write about the V curve, then inverted V curve. Okay, then the procedure. So for this experiment, you have to do the connections as per the circuit diagram. In presentation I explained that how to do the connections. Okay, then starting the motor as induction motor, then the DC excitation, at that time it is switched off. The three-phase voltage of rated frequency is applied to the armature winding. The motor start with the damper winding. Okay, with the damper winding acting like as a cage rotor. The reduced voltage is deliberately used to limit the starting current to draw starting current drawn within the limit. Okay, so applied voltage is increased to rated value. The motor thus rotate as induction motor at a speed less than the synchronous speed. Okay, so the speed of the motor will initially, because of the speed control, means auto transformer, it will be used sometimes. Okay, so by that the speed will be reduced, and then full voltage when it will be applied, then it will run with a rated speed as that for the induction motor. Because initially the synchronous motor, it will work as a induction motor. Okay, so it will work as an induction motor. So I think up to this point you have got some idea. Okay, okay, so next point it is that the synchronizing the motor. Okay, initially the motor, it is started as induction motor, so its speed is less than the synchronous motor. Synchronizing the motor means a suitable DC current is passed through the field winding. By closing its switch, the motor pulls into step and runs at synchronous speed. Sometimes motor does not pull into the step immediately on giving the DC excitation. In case a high armature current persists, okay, the switch in the field circuit should be open and reclosed. Okay, so it should be close and open and reclose once again. Okay, so that the field winding current will get circulated and the motor will have the magnetism on the rotor, and that rotor conductors means rotor magnetism or rotor magnets, they will get magnetically locked with the stator rotating magnetic field. Okay, and by that the motor will run with the synchronous RPM. Okay, once running as synchronous motor, the field current is varied in steps and readings of the armature current or 2 wattmeters are recorded. Okay, so here the field current of the or field excitation for the motor, it is changed. The reading exactly at the unity power factor indicated by the 2 wattmeter readings being equal. Okay, and both positive should be recorded. Okay, so unity power factor reading means what? Both the wattmeters, they are giving the reading equal and both should be positive. That reading we have to record. Okay, so that is the unity power factor reading. So how it will be, I will explain afterwards. Okay, also the sufficient readings are either side on this unity power factor condition should be taken. Okay, means in the lagging power factor and leading power factor we have to take sufficient readings. Okay, then next it is once the reading it is taken, you can switch off the motor. Okay, so there are two different graphs we have to plot. Okay, so first graph, it is field current IF versus armature current IA. Field current, okay, DC excitation current versus the armature current. Then the second graph, it is power factor, that is cos phi versus field current IF. So this is the second graph. Okay, so both these graph, they are having the field current on x-axis. Okay, field current on the x-axis, and whereas the armature current and power factor both are on the y-axis. As the field current, it is on it is common for both the graphs, so it is taken to be on the x-axis, whereas the y-axis quantities, they are armature current and power factor cos phi. Okay, so on a single graph paper you can draw this diagram. Okay, so in single graph paper the graphs are two, but you can draw with the single graph paper. On the single graph paper, x-axis it will show the field current, and y-axis, so you choose the two different scale. One it is for armature current and second it is for the power factor. Okay, so then next it is observation table. You can see here the observation. In observation there is a field current IF, supply voltage V volts, then armature current IA, wattmeter reading W1, wattmeter reading W2, cos phi, that is the power factor. Okay, so these much reading you have to note. Okay, so these are the this one, it is the calculation part, that is power factor. Okay, cos phi value you have to calculate from the 2 wattmeter readings. Okay, so how it is calculated? So it can be calculated like that: the tan phi is equals to √3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. Okay, so in second year measurement course, measurement subject, you studied that how to measure the phase angle phi. Okay, so for that one relation, it is tan of phi is equals to √3 W1 minus W2 upon W1 plus W2. Okay, because W1 plus W2, it is total active power, and W1 minus W2, it is multiply with the √3, then it will be the total reactive power in the three phase. Okay, because W1 plus W2, it is √3 VLIL cos phi, but this W1 minus W2, it is VLIL sin phi only. So we have to multiply there with a √3, and that's why this equation it is there, that is tan of phi is equal to √3 W1 minus W2, so divided by the W1 plus W2. So from that, take a tan inverse of that, you will get the phi, then take cos of phi, so you will get the power factor. Okay, so once you get the cos phi value, you can now draw the graph. Okay, so that it is for the power factor. And armature current, it is already taken. This is the field current and armature current, both are already noted when the experiment it is going on. So in this experiment, we should take at most 15 readings. Okay, so 12 to 15 readings we have to take here for this experiment. So this experiment will give us a very large set of reading, that is the for various field excitation. Okay, so you can choose the various field excitation. Okay, so conclusion, I will read this, that is the from this we can conclude that the synchronous motor can work at any desired power factor when load is constant. Load, it is to be constant, which is helpful in various applications. The bigger advantage of this motor it is that it can run on leading power factor, which is important. If we want specific power factor, we can know at what field current it occurs from the vehicle. Okay, so from the vehicle we can get this idea what is the specific power factor at different field current. Okay, so by this experiment we will get this. Okay, so now discuss for the now now we discuss about the this weaker and inverted weaker in deeply. Okay, so weaker, okay, weaker and inverted weaker of synchronous motor. The performance characteristic of a synchronous motor is obtained by weaker and inverted weakers. Okay, so synchronous motion have parabolic type of characteristic. Okay, the graph drawn in the shape of parabolic. Okay, if the excitation is varied from low, that is under excitation condition, to the high, that is over excitation condition. Okay, so values, then the current, that is armature current Ia, also changes, that is become minimum at unity power factor and then again increases. But at starting, lagging current becomes unity and then becomes leading in the nature. V curves and inverted V curves of synchronous motor are used to analyze the efficiency on no load and no load on no load and no load conditions. Okay, so different no load conditions we can analyze there. See, this is the circuit diagram we have to draw for this experiment. Okay, so sir, in the circuit diagram, this is the three-phase supply RYB. Here it is ELCB plus MCB. Okay, then one dual starter it is used here. That starter it is not shown, but you note that there is one starter here. How to show the starter? Okay, how to show the starter? That starter it can be shown like this. Okay, so three different uh, you can show here this one. Okay, so these are the circles which are drawn here. Okay, that they are connected with the three different current, that is phases, that is R, Y and V. Okay, likewise here, and then it will be given to the wattmeter, ammeter and wattmeter. Okay, so here it is a plunger. Okay, and it can be shown like that there is one coil. Okay, so there is one coil and this plunger will be pulled here, and that when it will be pulled, then this will have the starting. Starting means what? This will get supply. Okay, so supply to the motor it is provided through this starter. Okay, so you can write it as a DOL starter. DOL starter, direct online starter. Okay, direct online starter. DOL starter, direct online starter, which is placed here. Okay, in this portion it can be placed like as here. Okay, and here are the two connections. Likewise this, the diagram it is there. and this is the plunger over here. Okay, so this is the plunger, and it will be connected through this coil. Okay, so magnetizing coil it is there. Okay, so this is the coil, and this is the dual starter. Okay, then after this dual starter, the connection is given to the ammeter. Okay, so this is the ammeter which will show the current, that is IA. Take the range of ammeter as 0 to 5 ampere. 0 to 5 ampere. Voltmeter 0 to 500 volt. 0 to 500 volt. Just a minute. Okay, so here, okay, this is the coil, and this one is the dual starter. Okay, so this supply it is 415 volt, 50 hertz, three-phase supply. Okay, this ammeter which is having the range of 0 to 5 ampere. Voltmeter 0 to 500 volts. Okay, wattmeter 5 ampere, 500 volt. Okay, W1 and W2 same means same range, 5 ampere and 500 volts. Okay, so this is the range, and the field excitation it is 0 to 2 ampere. Okay, 0 to 2 ampere. DC ammeter it is there. These are AC meters, AC voltmeter, AC ammeter, like this. Okay, and this is connected with the load. Okay, this is connected with some load. Loading arrangement it is connected over here like this. Okay, loading, but the load is constant load. Okay, so constant load it is there. Okay, we can change the field excitation through this rheostat. Okay, so rheostat range it is 750 ohm, 1.4 ampere. Okay, so this is the rheostat range. Okay, so supply is given through this ammeter, then wattmeter, then it is connected with the synchronous mode. So connections are done like this. This is ammeter. Okay, R phase coming here to the ammeter, then it is connected with the M, then L is connected with the R. M and C are shorted. This V it is connected with the B phase. Then M and C it is connected here. So for this R phase will be given to this pressure coil. Okay, this is pressure coil. This one is current coil. Okay, so this is C current coil and pressure coil. So the pressure coil is connected with this M terminal, so that the same phase it is connected over here. So pressure coil will have the voltage of VRB. Okay, so VRB, and this is a current through the current coil it is VR only. Similarly, for the second wattmeter, the ML it is connected in series with the Y phase. M and C both are connected, and V it is connected with the B phase. Okay, so V it is connected with the B phase. So the pressure coil will get here the supply voltage of Y phase and B phase. Okay, Y and B here. Okay, so what the W1 will read? W1 is equals to, W1 will read V RB, VRB, then IR, and cos of the angle between this VRB and IR. Okay, so this cos of angle it will be there between these two. Okay, and what is W2? That will read VYB. Current it will be measured here, that is through this coil, that is IY. Okay, and cos of angle between these two VYB and IY. Okay, so these are the two wattmeters, they will show the reading. So if you take the addition of these two, then you will get the values here. Okay, so this synchronous motor, it is initially it is started as an induction motor. Okay, so for that uh, the rotor which is having the damper coil they are shorted, so rotor it will become as a, or it will behave as a squirrel cage rotor. Okay, so it will behave as a squirrel cage rotor. Then once the motor will get started, so after that we can switch on the supply to the DC side, then the magnetism it will be created, and this field it will give the, it will produce here the poles on the rotor. Okay, and that poles they will get magnetically locking with this stator rotating magnetic field, and the further the motor will have the same rotation. Okay, so this is the starting method for this. Up to this point, any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. तुम्हाला काही डाऊट असतील तर विचारा मला. समजलं नसेल तरी सांगा. You will draw the circuit diagram. Okay, you will draw this circuit diagram. Okay, so after this once the motor it is started, okay, now we can change the field excitation. We can change the field excitation. As the field excitation will change, you will got change in the wattmeter readings. Okay, wattmeter reading they will get changed because they will operate with a different power factors. How it is changing, how it will change, I will explain here. If you see the W1 it will read VRB IR, and cos of angle between this VRB and IR. Okay, like this. And W2 it will read VYB IY, and cos of angle between this VYB and IY. Okay, so here you can see that this is the vector diagram. This is VR, VY, VB. Okay, so what is the pressure coil current here? As you can see that the current will be like as here. Okay, this is IR, this one is IY, and this one is IB. Okay, so this will be running with some phase difference IR, IY, IB. Okay, so as the balance load it is there, so we assume that this phi angle is same. Okay, then we need the voltage for this VRB. Okay, this is R and B. Extend this B in opposite direction. Okay, so this distance is VR and this will be minus VB. Okay, this is minus VB, and you can see that this is a parallel diagonal of this parallelogram. This parallelogram it is drawn like this. This side is parallel with this side. This side is parallel with this side. The length they are same. If I draw here two lines, this will be of two lines. This is for just assumption. Okay, so the here it is the one line I will show here. Both the length they are equal. So this will be again equal. These are equal. Okay, so line equal with this drawn from this point and parallel with this it is Vy, Vb. Okay, and this is Vr. Now when you join the diagonal, this it will be a resultant of this Vr and Vb. So it will be Vrb resultant. Okay, now see here this if I extend this line, that is horizontal line. Okay, so this total angle it is 120 degree. This angle it is now 60 degree. Okay, so this line it is extended in straight, so the angle formed here it will be the same as that of the previous one. That angle it is, we denote it as the will don't denote that, just remember that this angle and this angle it is same angle between this VR and VP. Okay, we are sorry VB, here both are same. So here it is 20 degree. So what is the remaining angle from this 180 degree, because this is straight line. Okay, so it is a 60 degree. So you can find that this angle it is a 60 degree, and this angle small angle between this IR and V by B, because we know we need this angle, that is VRB and IR. This is VRB and this is IR. Okay, so find the angle between these two. Okay, so this angle it is a 60 degree, so this is 60, so this will be a total 30 degree here, 30 degree here. Okay, so this angle it is equally distributed because of this diagonal join, that is VRB, that is the resultant. Okay, so this total angle it is divided into two parts, 60 and 60 divided by 2, 30 degree, 30 degree. So this angle it is 30 minus 5. Okay, so what is this angle? Second angle here, so that it is 30 minus, so this angle it is 30 degree. So 30, so this angle is also a 30 degree. Okay, so this is 30 minus 5, total it is 30 minus 5. Okay, so it will be VRBIR cos of what, angle between these two, that is 30 minus 5. Okay, so see the next wattmeter connection VYB. Okay, Y and B. Y is first terminal and B is the second terminal. Okay, now we can draw the diagram like this. Okay, so this line and this line is parallel, this line and this line is parallel, then join diagonal. Okay, so this is the diagonal, and this angle is 30 degree, this angle is 30 degree. Okay, so what is the angle? This will be what it will be, VYB. So this is VYB and this is IY. Okay, so this is VYB, IY, and cos of angle between these two. So what is the angle here? This is 30 and plus 5. So this angle will be 30 plus 5. Okay, so it will be VYB. So this angle will be VYB, IY, and cos of 30 plus 5. Okay, so this is VL, this is IL, cos of 30 plus 5. This is VL, IL, cos of 30 minus 5. Okay, so when you add this W1 plus W2, W1 plus W2, you will get the addition of these two, that it is root 3 VL, IL, cos of 5. Okay, and when we do the calculation for W1 minus W2, W1 minus W2, you will get only VL, IL, sin 5. So you have to multiply here with a root 3 W1 minus W2, okay, equals to minus W1 minus W2. Sorry, this is not root 3. It is W1 minus W2. It will be only VL IL sin 5. When we multiply with the root 3, then it will be a total three-phase reactive power. So this is the total active power. Okay, so this is the total active power. So likewise, this we have to do the calculations. Okay, so we will go to the previous slide, what it is explaining over here. Okay, see, if you got the wattmeter reading in negative at the time of start, okay, so check whether that the DC excitation it is on or not. Okay, so you have to switch on that, and don't keep the rheostat on total full value. Okay, the rheostat should be such that it will not be at a full maximum or full minimum like this. Okay. Intermediate position you can keep there. So what is V curve for the synchronous motor? If the armature current IA is plotted against excitation, the field current or for various load condition, we obtain a set of curves known as V curve. Okay. In this figure, you can see that, okay, if you change the excitation, if you go on changing the IF here, IFI going on changing, okay, so we can find that this is the armature current. Armature current will initially at high position, then it will get decrease, this will decrease, and this will come to one point. This is the lower point, lowest point, and that it is called as unity power. Then this, if we further increase the field excitation, then you will find that the value of the armature current, now it is go on increasing. Now it is go on increasing. This is no load condition, this is at half load condition, this is at full load condition. Okay, so three different curve we can obtain from the no load condition, half the load condition, full load condition. So here this line is indicating that this is a unity power factor point. Unity power factor point. So below this, on the left hand side, it will be a lagging power factor, and right hand side to this line, that it is called as a leading power factor. Okay, so here it is a lagging power factor, here it is a leading power factor. Okay, so initially the armature current is large. After that, it will decrease, and it will come to a optimal minimum value. After that, it will go on increasing. Okay, so next it is inverted V curve. How to plot this inverted V curve? So for this, again we have to change the excitation. Okay, so in the same experiment, we will get the value of the W1 and W2. After doing the calculation, you will get the phi angle. Take the cos of that phi, you will get these three different characteristics. Initially, the power factor it is poor, and then it will go on increasing. After that, it will reach to a maximum unity power point. Okay, that is a minimum current, minimum armature current value you when you will got, that is this point. After that, the excitation it is changed, leading connection means excitation will increase above the rated value, so that the machine will operate with a leading power factor. Okay, you can see here. So this is the value of the power factor. You are going on changing the IF. Okay, so IF it is go on changing. IF change zala. Okay, you can see here IF it will get changed, and you will get the characteristic like this. After a certain value it will attain, that is maximum up to unity power factor point, then decrease this field current, means increase again the field current, you will find that there is decrease in the power factor. Okay, so power factor it will get changed from negative to means lagging power factor to the leading power factor, negative to positive. Okay, so this point is unity power factor point, and there are three different curves they are shown. One it is for the leading power factor, one it is for the half load, it is for the full load. Okay, so this is here it is the like leading power factor, then here it is a lagging power factor. Okay, so curve they are from the half load, leading power factor, half load, full load. Okay, so this is the inverted V curve. This one is inverted V curve, and in previous slide we seen that this is a V curve and inverted V curve on the synchronous motor. Okay, so I explained how to do the connections, how to do the readings. So you will get these two characteristics for the changing the excitation. Okay, field excitation when you change. So for your experiment you have to draw this type of characteristic. Okay, that is if on x-axis. This if it is on x-axis, and one it is armature current ia and power factor. Okay, so you will find that this v curve, that is the blue characteristic, it is because of the armature current and the if. Okay, so if it is on x-axis. When we change the if, you will find that the armature current initially it is having higher value, it will decrease, and it will come to the unity power factor point. You can see here, after that it will go on increasing. Now you can do the calculation for the power factor. So you can see here, the power factor initially poor, then it will increase, it will go up to unity power factor condition, then it will come to the down. Okay, so this is the power factor. So power factor, it is inverted V curve, and the armature current, it is a V curve. So do you get the idea for this V curve and inverted V curve? Okay, do you got the idea about this inverted V curve and V curve? Okay, so you can see here the V curve and inverted V curve, they are plotted, and you must got this value for the minimum armature current and maximum unity power factor point. Okay, so minimum current value, it will not go to the zero value for the current, but it will have some values of the armature current. Okay, and unity power factor, you may got this unity power factor value if you correctly taken the readings. That is, the two wattmeters, they are equal. Okay, two wattmeter, wattmeters, they are showing the reading. What is that reading? In previous slide I shown that. Okay, so w1 it is showing w1 and w2. Once again I will write that equation. W1 is equals to VL IL cos of 30 plus pi. W2 it will be VL IL cos of 30 minus phi. Okay, so cos of 30 minus pi and cos of 30 plus pi. So this is because of the lagging power factor and leading power factor conditions. Okay, lagging power factor means phi angle it is lagging. It means that voltage it is here, and this is the phi angle. Okay, so this is the current. Okay, so current it is lagging, and for this W1, you can see here voltage V it is there, and current it is lagging with some angle. Okay, so that it is this angle, this I. Okay, if both the wattmeters they are showing the same reading, voltage current calculation it is there. Okay, and this phi angle is 0. Suppose that this phi angle is 0. Phi angle is 0 means what? Voltage and current both are in phase. Okay, so phi is equals to 0. Okay, phi equals to 0, voltage and current both are in phase, and you can see that this phi angle is 0. So that what will be the reading of the W1? It is VL IL cos of 30 only, and similarly here VL IL cos of 30, this minus pi it is cancelled, so VL IL cos of VL IL into cos of 30. Here it is same again, VL IL cos of 30. Okay, so both the wattmeter, they will show the same reading. Same reading. At that time, this phi angle, it is 0. Means when the phi angle is 0, at that time both the wattmeter, they will show the same reading. Okay,